Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. This article comes to you guys straight from T-Mobile's newsroom. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So T-Mobile is able to make a lot of progress moving forward on the enterprise side using 5G slicing. So T-Mobile 5G powers one of the most connected majors ever at 2025 PGA Championship. So that's a big deal for T-Mobile, right? In the past, T-Mobile would have never gotten even close to doing anything like what you see on screen. So with 5G advanced network solutions, T-Mobile will help deliver AI-enabled immersive broadcast technology, real-time fan moments, and smart event operations. So T-Mobile was able to do several things through slicing at this event, right? Real-time connection to every shot, immersive mixed reality broadcast, streamlined course operations, exclusive customer experiences. And you guys can see each of the breakdowns right here. This is we've already known that T-Mobile does golf, but it's still a big deal for the company to be able to offer the slicing, and then how we're going to see slicing evolve, and there's going to be a lot of different slicing that T-Mobile is going to be able to offer, and they're going to be able to do it before anyone else. I know Verizon is starting to do slicing. AT&T has been relatively quiet on the slicing front, but T-Mobile being first to it, right? They're going to be loud about this. They're going to be talking to different CIOs. They're going to be talking to different enterprises, right? Formula One, you guys saw T-Mobile get that. They now have PGA. And who else? What else is in the cards for T-Mobile? But T-Mobile is able to do this at scale. They have the slicing active today. We see it with T Priority. So they can move the slicing to any avenue that they may choose, right? They can give Lyft their own slicing, Uber, DoorDash, you name it. T-Mobile can give those companies a dedicated slice if they so choose to. Whatever business dealings happen behind the scenes, that's between the companies, but that's the option that T-Mobile has with this 5G network that they've built. So starting out the gates first, right, with low band, then moving that low band onto SA, getting the mid band with the Sprint deal before any other carrier. Having deployed that, they've been deploying that since 2020 April. Having that lead is just huge. It's tremendous, right? We hear Verizon. We heard Verizon recently talk about Red Cap and 5G Advanced and AI, and T-Mobile already has that in the network today nationwide. So that's something that T-Mobile is gonna brag about, and they're gonna point that out. And then in the next 2 years, where's T-Mobile going to be, right? Are they already going to be advancing into 6G? I would say in 2 years from now, I don't think they'll be like specifically advancing towards 6G, but they're going to be laying the groundwork towards 6G before anyone else is even going to start considering or getting started. That's the type of lead that T-Mobile has, right? When T-Mobile was presenting very early on at the Analyst Day back in 2021, they were saying that they would have the 5G lead 2 years, and then once the competition gets to another 2 years of deploying, that T-Mobile would have an additional 2-year lead on the competition. But they never disclosed that, hey, giving us that lead, or having that lead, I should say, gives us the opportunity to move to 6G before anyone else will even think about it. So that's another leadership that T-Mobile is potentially moving into because they have such a head start, right? I would say, even though Verizon had the head start in LTE, they didn't necessarily have the type of lead I would say that T-Mobile has today. Like, they all relatively moved into LTE Advanced at the same time, right? T-Mobile was offering that, Verizon, AT&T, they kind of met each other with the LTE Advanced. And nobody really had that much of a leadership when it comes as it pertained to the technology piece, right? Verizon's advantage was the scale, and the same with AT&T. T-Mobile didn't have the scale to match. That's why they couldn't get any enterprise customers. But today, T-Mobile has the technology lead by wide margins. They got to 5G first, They got to 5G advanced first, and now whatever other, release is going to come out of 5G advanced from the 3GPP, T-Mobile is going to be able to get to that first, right? So just something to point out. T-Mobile is continuing to use slicing to get these types of partnerships for enterprise. And I'm sure this is not the last that we'll hear, right? T-Mobile is going to continue working some other deals with CIOs on the back end, and we should hear about those, in the coming years. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.